Jill Duggar is making headlines again, and this time, it's not for a book or a podcast, but for a Father's Day tribute that has the internet buzzing. Fans are convinced that Jill took a subtle but deliberate dig at her father, Bob Duggar, in her sweet post dedicated to her husband, Derick Dillard. The message seemed simple enough at first glance. Jill posted a heartfelt tribute to Derick, praising him for being a dedicated, hands-on dad to their 3 sons. But what caught everyone's attention was what she didn't say, and who she didn't mention. In a post meant to honor dads, Jill was silent about her own father, Bob Duggar. That silence spoke volumes to fans who have followed the long-standing tension between Jill and her family. And it wasn't just the silence, it was how she praised Derick that led people to believe she was throwing shade directly at Bob. Jill wrote, "Happy Father's Day to the man who shows up every single day with love, patience, and strength. You're always there, involved, and intentional with our boys, and that means more to me than I can ever say." That one phrase, "you're always there," stood out. Fans immediately interpreted that as a contrast to her experience growing up under Bob's authority. Many believe Jill's words were a way of saying that unlike her own father, Derick is present, engaged, and emotionally available. Comments flooded in from followers who noticed the shade. One wrote, "She didn't have to say Bob's name for us to know exactly who she's talking about." Another added, "You can feel the subtext here. She's praising Derick, but at the same time, she's highlighting everything her dad wasn't." This isn't the first time Jill has seemingly taken aim at her upbringing. In her memoir, Counting the Cost, which was released last year, Jill opened up about her childhood in the Duggar household and the immense control her father allegedly exerted over her and her siblings. She accused Bob of manipulating finances, controlling contracts, and silencing her and others when they started to question the family's reality TV empire. Jill detailed how she and Derick were cut off financially after they started asking questions, and how her father's leadership left lasting emotional scars. With all that context, it's easy to see why fans are reading so much into a Father's Day tribute. Every word feels deliberate. And it's not just online followers who are noticing. Some Duggar family insiders believe the post is another signal that Jill has drawn a firm line between herself and her parents, especially her father. According to one insider close to the family, Jill has made a conscious decision to step away from anything that resembles surface-level family unity. Jill's not interested in pretending everything's fine anymore, the source said. She's being honest in the way she wants to be, and if that makes people uncomfortable, she's okay with that. Jill's relationship with her family has been strained for years, but things reached a breaking point after the release of the Amazon docuseries Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets. Jill and Derick both participated in the series, opening up publicly about the behind-the-scenes dynamics of the Duggar household and the Institute in Basic Life Principles, the fundamentalist Christian organization the family followed. In the series, Jill shared how hurt she was to realize that her role in the family's reality shows was used for profit, but she never saw a dime. Her trust in her father was shattered, and that breach has yet to be repaired. So now, when she posts something as simple as a Father's Day tribute, the subtext is almost impossible to ignore. For years, Jill was the obedient daughter, the one who wore long skirts, followed the rules, smiled for the camera, and kept quiet about her real feelings. Now, she's reclaiming her voice. And she's using it to not just praise Derick, but to send a message. Jill's words weren't just about Derick being a great dad. They were about what kind of father she values. One who listens. One who shows up. One who doesn't control through guilt or fear. It's also telling that Jill didn't post a neutral, Happy Father's Day message to the other dads in her life. In fact, she didn't mention any of her siblings, brothers-in-law, or even a general wish to other fathers. Her message was focused, intentional, and personal. And in the Duggar family, where public image has always been tightly managed, that kind of post speaks volumes. This post is just the latest in a long series of moments where Jill has asserted her independence. From wearing pants to enrolling her kids in public school, to getting a nose piercing, every step has been a move away from the image Bob carefully curated for his daughters. And fans have been overwhelmingly supportive. Many are praising Jill for standing her ground and for creating a safe, loving home for her boys. One fan commented, "Your kids are lucky to have a mom who broke the cycle. Happy Father's Day to Derick, but also bravo to you, Jill." Others are noting how Jill's emotional growth is becoming more visible with each post. "She's healing, and it shows," one user wrote. "This isn't just shade, it's growth." She's saying, "This is what I value now. This is the kind of love I want to give and receive." Derick, for his part, responded sweetly in the comments, thanking Jill and writing, "Being their dad is the best job I've ever had. I love doing life with you." That public support and shared love is something fans didn't often see growing up watching 19 Kids and counting. It's a far cry from the performative affection that some critics believe ruled the Duggar household. The post has also sparked fresh conversation about how many of the Duggar kids may be silently pulling away from their parents' teachings, even if they're not as vocal as Jill. Jinger Vuolo, for example, has also written a book detailing her spiritual journey away from the strict teachings of the IBLP. She, too, has distanced herself from the family's past. But Jill remains the most open, the most vocal, and perhaps the most targeted by fans for these kinds of discussions. That makes every post she writes, especially one on Father's Day, a potential headline. Jim Bob has not responded to Jill's post and likely won't. He's known for keeping silent when controversy brews, letting the news cycle pass while maintaining a public face of unity. But behind the scenes, it's safe to say he's aware of what Jill is doing and how powerful her message is becoming. Father's Day was once a time when all Duggar kids would line up, smile, and post glowing tributes to their father, no matter what was going on behind the scenes. Now that era is over. Jill's post marks another step in her journey of autonomy and another message to the world that she is no longer afraid to tell her truth, even if it's wrapped in a soft, touching tribute to the man who's helped her create a new life, her husband, Derick Dillard. As one fan perfectly summed it up, she honored the father of her children, and in doing so, made it clear who deserves the title of dad. Hello, lovely viewers, welcome to my channel. I am Karistina. Hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.